Imagine you wake up one morning, open your window, and notice silence. No buzzing, no chirping, no tiny shadows flickering by. At first, it feels peaceful, like nature finally pressed the mute button, but that peace lasts only a few hours, because by the end of the day, the world begins to realize something impossible has happened. Every insect on Earth has vanished overnight. At first, people celebrate. No mosquitoes, no flies landing on your food, no wasps trying to ruin your picnic. It feels like a dream come true. But within the first week, cracks begin to show. Flowers stop producing new seeds because the creatures that used to carry pollen from one blossom to another are simply gone. Entire orchards fail silently. Farmers walk through fields that should be buzzing with life, and instead hear only their own footsteps. Without insects, 80% of the world's plants lose their main pollinators. Fruit trees, vegetables, wildflowers, they all begin their slow collapse. 2 weeks in, bird populations start to crash. Most songbirds rely on insects to feed their young, and without them, nests go quiet. Frogs, bats, and small mammals follow. The food web begins to unravel from the bottom up. Even fish in rivers and lakes starve as the insect larvae they depend on never hatch. The animals that humans never think about suddenly turn out to be the gears holding the entire machine of life together. 3 months after the disappearance, global agriculture enters free fall. Crops that don't rely on insects, like wheat and corn, still grow, but with unpredictable results. Many plants depend on insects indirectly. They enrich soil, decompose organic matter, and control pests. Without insects, dead leaves pile up, soil quality drops, and fungal diseases spread without resistance. Food prices skyrocket. Some countries begin rationing, others face outright shortages. Meanwhile, nature itself starts to rot, literally. Insects are Earth's greatest cleanup crew. Without them, nothing decomposes properly. Fallen animals remain untouched. Forest floors become stacked with dry, brittle debris. The world begins to smell of decay. Fires become far more common as dead plant matter accumulates faster than the environment can break it down. Entire ecosystems become unstable tinderboxes. By the end of the first year, Earth looks strangely empty. Meadows once filled with butterflies and beetles are eerily still. Forests lose their undergrowth. Many flowering plants die out, replaced by grasses and a few wind-pollinated species. Ecosystems become monotonous, fragile, and silent. Even the air feels heavier, less alive. Human diets shift dramatically. Fruits like apples, cherries, and blueberries become rare luxury items. Coffee and chocolate, both heavily dependent on insect pollination, disappear from store shelves. Meat becomes scarce too, because livestock feed relies on crops that can no longer grow effectively. Humanity discovers the uncomfortable truth that insects were not a nuisance, they were the invisible workforce that kept the world functioning. Eventually, scientists scramble to restore some kind of balance. Robotic pollinators are developed, but they are expensive, limited, and incapable of replacing the trillions of tiny workers that once did the job for free. Efforts are made to hand pollinate crops, but it requires millions of laborers and still falls short. Humanity manages to survive, but with a planet quieter, poorer, and more fragile than anyone could have imagined. So, what if all insects disappeared overnight? For a brief moment, it would feel like a paradise, but by the time the world understood what it truly lost, it would already be too late. Insects were never the background noise of nature, they were its foundation. Without them, Earth doesn't simply become quieter, it begins to die.